We're here with Paul Marshall at the West Awards evening. First at Marshy, the awards are about to come. Can you tell us who did you choose for your manager's player of the season? This will go out afterwards, so don't worry, no spoilers. But
yeah.
who did you go
We went for Chris Rowney. Reason being, I think it was mainly for the second half of the season. Rowney, I thought he was good all year, but I think the second half of the season he just became invaluable to the squad. Mm-hmm. How he was. On and off the pitch, when we're not there before games, half-time, standards in training, and then his performances on the pitch, I felt like he was super important to get us over the line in terms of finishing in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong,
was it an easy choice for you? Or
not at all. Because Jordan Lazenby was unbelievable. There was a few lads really, to be honest with you, but I ended up going with Rowney. But again, I could have picked 3 or 4, I think.
You kind of looked like you had a little bit of a limp walking over to this interview. I believe you've been playing in the six-a-side tournament. How did that go for you today?
Went well. Won the tournament.
Yeah.
Nice to get a medal.
Was it more your management style or the playing style that was important?
Just win.
Yeah,
it was just about winning. And the team, Victor Abadaki put a secret team in it.
Sure.
That one got wiped out. So
did it feel good to have your playing boots
final.
back on? Or?
It did, yeah, for a couple of games until my knee started hurting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then they put them back away.
You tweeted a couple of weeks ago saying about after the semi-final loss at Lower Brett, you said it triggered something in you that made you want the season to be starting tomorrow. Is that fire kind of still burning in you right now?
Absolutely. We were so close, and on the day we didn't get beat by the better team, that was the most frustrating thing. I think you can reflect on the season and look at where it sort of went wrong in terms of playing away in the playoffs. You want to give ourselves the best chance next year. We made mistakes ourselves through the season, whether it would be waiting too long to bring somebody in or keeping older players for too long or whatever reason it may be. We've learned a hell of a lot this year, which we can take into next year.
You spoke a lot during the season about consistency. I think consistency is key. Is probably your catchphrase of the season. You talked about player availability as well. Like, how much of that are you able to change with the current squad, or do you feel like that's kind of you need to bring players in to create that consistency?
No, we're doing it to this squad. In terms of the squad itself, I don't think we need many more, maybe 2, maybe 3. But in terms of the standards, they feel it as well. It's not just me saying that; they say it within themselves that they've let each other down. We've let each other down throughout the season in big games really, and that's where you get your runs together and you keep that momentum and your winning runs keep going. But it's not just me thinking that, it's the lads as well. But yeah, it's a conversation that I will be having with everybody.
So when it comes down to availability, for example, you believe that the players kind of have...
It's got to be valid reasons, and like every game is important, especially in the leagues and the cups, but the league form it's important. You can't just, the way we want to be this year is super professional, and that's not missing a game through something silly that could be avoided, and I think in terms of holiday stuff like that, it will be difficult for some. I can accept that, but it's not just for the sake of it. Like I said, this club is a proper club. It's not a Tin Pot Sunday League club. And I know players in the West Counties division have that mindset, and I'm just trying to stamp it out.
How many? You and I heard Yarwood and Zeki touch on bringing players in. How many players realistically do you feel like you might bring in for the new season?
3, I think. 3, possibly 4. Only 3. We wasn't far off. We was not far off it, I think. If you can reflect on the season itself, things like the midweek games, things like that we can improve on, but that's not. I think that's down to having availability. We got unlucky with injuries, stuff like that, which it did help. It did let us down overall. But I think the lads sort of gelled, especially towards the end of the season, last 6 weeks, 7 weeks. They kind of knew then, and every game we was playing them, we pretty much had a full team or near enough. But we were still strong. We had a strong squad, and it's just about picking up where we left off in terms of the performance. Because against Lower Breck, it's a sending off, which absolutely killed the game and brought them into it. And Lower Breck had been so consistent. I think they won 21 games at home. We had them on the ropes. We should have been 3-0 up at half time.
Is there any kind of specific positions you're looking at strengthening, or is it more about the players that are available?
No, not really. Well, in terms of positions, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Do you see us losing it? Go on, sorry.
No, yeah, it's just something you have to look out for.
Yeah, sure. Do you see us losing any players from last season?
I don't think so. I think everyone has said they want to stay. I'll be having conversations with everyone next week just to confirm pre-season, but no, we shouldn't be losing anybody.
Andy Briggs was someone I was wondering about. He had a big impact when he came to West. Obviously had that injury, and then Pat Davin came in, did really well at the end of the season. Do you see them as players that can both be in the squad, or do you see one of them dropping out for next season?
I know Pat's definitely staying. And Briggs has had a bit of a change in circumstance in terms of where he lives. So we'll have to I still need to speak to Briggs. I spoke to him a few weeks ago. But listen, it's about building a squad at the end of the day. It's about starting really, really strong from the first league game, and if you have a really good start, it does really set you up for the rest then. And it's about keeping the momentum going. But we're going to need everyone. We're going to need, if we want the squad we're going to get, it's numbers, and it might mean some missing out some days. But you've seen up until like the last couple of games, they didn't have to leave anyone off the bench who wasn't injured, and out 40, I think it was 57 games we played, and I had to do it twice in 57 games, and it's like.
And not having to build a squad from scratch. I was looking at our interview from this time last year. It feels like a long time ago now, but the players that we were talking about, Ben Wharton, George Cooper, Jake Parker, ultimately didn't have a part,
changed.
So not having to build that squad from the beginning obviously is going to help as well.
It's 16 question marks. You've got to think, hope I get that right. We've pretty much got 16, 17, whatever it is now that we know is right. So the difference between being where he was and taking us to the next one, it's probably three players, and that's not coming in to start. That's to play when they play. Some guys they won't play, but it's just because I believe in the squad who we've got. It's just about keeping them fit and engaged, really.
A question mark for me was Tom Murray, but I follow him on social media and I see he's running an insane amount already. I thought he'd be out for a long time, but is there a chance that he might actually be kind of fit to start next season?
Yeah, I think with Muzzer at the moment, I have asked him, can he get another scan on it?
Yeah.
Just because there's just tiny bits of movement that he's struggling with at the minute, but from where he was originally at, it seems like a bit of a miracle, really, and I think he's very lucky to be at the stage he's at now based on what the injury was originally. But we expect Muzzer to be fit come start of the season, which is massive boost because when we lost Muzzer, he's one of our best players. Difficult to replace. Luckily Harvey stepped up, Sean Mosgrove came in, and we kind of carried on. But absolutely buzzing for having him back fit come start of the season.
You've made no secret about how you want to win the league next season. Who do you think will be challenging us next season? I know it's early, but which teams do you think will be the challenge for us next year?
I think off the cuff you probably look at Ramsbottom again.
Yeah.
Padiham again. I think with the Am should be up there. I think it'll be similar. I honestly believe it will be similar as this year. I think Bury obviously going, Lower Brett going, two massive pluses for us. Lower Brett, it's the hardest place to go at this level. Then you've got Bury who their budget's 5 times bigger than everyone else's, maybe more. So that's two tough places that we don't have to go this year. I think Colin, did they go down? You look at them, it's a horrible place to go. So, again, for us, we just got to focus on ourselves because there's not one fixture next season or into that league where you go, we're going to be in for it today. I don't get that. I don't get that fear from any of them. And you do get that a little bit against Lower Brett because of how awkward and unorthodox their facilities are and the way they play. Obviously, Bury, you just go there and you give it your best shot, but we ain't got that this year. So again, it's all points to us wanting to achieve what we want to achieve.
Absolutely. We've got a few weeks off till pre-season. Are you able to kind of relax and enjoy that, or are you kind of...
I'm pretty much done now in terms of the break. Yeah, pretty much done. I was buzzing to be playing today. It starts probably from next week for us now in terms of planning everything, make sure all the fixtures are done, planning up the pre-season training, everything like that, because this year we're going into next season. Going to be big on statistics. We're bringing it's called Stato, his nickname's Stato, but what Stato's done for me in the past, in the first year at Cheadle, he would look at games and analyse them, so you'd have an individual one and a collective. So an individual would be success. How many successfuls did Paul Marshall have? How many times did he give it away? How many headers did he win? How many shots? How many crosses? Then as a collective, it will be...
And this is a person?
This is one person, yeah, that's doing the stats. Then it's how many crosses, how many touches in the opposition's box. So we can always reflect on if someone's playing well and if they're having a bad form, you can look back and go, well, you've touched the ball 20 times. If you step forward 20 to 25 goals, like just little small details like that, which if we want to win the league, you know, we've got to go one further than we did this year. I think Billy Matthews is an amazing player and he's going to get better every year. He scored the most goals ever scored this year, 12, but 12 next year is not enough for where we are. And Billy's more than capable of achieving 15, 20 goals. But it's getting them thinking, you know, I believe in Billy, I love Billy and I know he will do it. But it's just an example, it's getting them thinking within the games, their own individual targets. And if everyone's chipping in the right way, we should get there.
It's exciting times. I want to interview Statu when his identity is revealed.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the evening and the time before pre-season, Paul.
Cheers.
Cheers for your time, mate. Thank you.